And obviously that was quite emotional for them inside before they went out. Walking along the beach, you can hear the sounds. Everyone was so excited they were getting mobbed by fans. We even tried to speak to them. Take a listen.
How much better is Sydney to Melbourne, Harry?
Oh, I can't answer that question.
And
so they're going to be here on the water for about I was
just about to say, we saw those pictures there. Lots of people turned out at the Opera House to greet Harry and Meghan as well.
Yes, everywhere really, because obviously we've been covering that they were going to be doing these two events, the Opera House, sailing, and then the Waratah game tonight, but then also Bondi. That was where a lot of people were, a lot of fans, Tash, a lot of selfies, a lot of love, saying, we still love you, Meghan, we still love you, Harry, taking selfies, look after yourself. I did hear that a lot as well, but they were very chipper, they took time with everyone, and it was just a great morning for them all.
Absolutely, and what a lovely day there on Sydney Harbour, Sam.
Welcome back to our channel, and if you enjoy content like this, remember to subscribe, like and share so you don't miss any updates. Today, we're talking about something that has truly shaken the narrative, Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex's visit to Australia. And this isn't just another visit. This is one of those moments that reveals the truth behind the headlines, the truth behind the constant noise, and the truth about how people actually feel. Because while certain parts of the UK media continue to push negativity, something completely different is happening on the ground in Australia. In cities like Sydney, Melbourne and Canberra, the response has been overwhelming. People are coming out in large numbers. They are gathering, waiting, hoping, just to catch a glimpse of Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex. And here's what makes it even more powerful. Many of them don't even know the exact time of arrival. There are no guarantees, no fixed schedule. And still, they show up. That tells you everything you need to know. Because people don't wait like that for something they don't care about. They don't stand for hours in the sun or in the wind, or adjusting their plans just for something meaningless. They show up because something inside them is pulling them there. Curiosity, yes, but more than that, connection. At Sydney Harbour, the scene was truly something special. Fans lined up, standing patiently, some for hours. You could see the excitement on their faces, the anticipation building with every passing minute. Some were holding their phones, hoping to capture a moment. Others were just there to experience it, to be part of something bigger. Some came alone. Some came with friends. Some even brought their children, wanting them to witness the moment too. And that says a lot, because when people bring their families, it means it matters to them on a deeper level. And then, when Harry and Meghan finally appeared, the atmosphere changed instantly. Cheers erupted. Voices filled the air. "We love you, Meghan! We love you, Harry! Take care of yourself!" These weren't just words. These were emotions. Real, heartfelt, unfiltered emotions. You could hear the warmth in their voices, the sincerity behind every shout. You could see it in their expressions. The smiles, the tears, the excitement. Some people were overwhelmed. Some were laughing. Some were simply standing there, taking it all in. And that kind of energy can't be staged. It can't be forced. It can only happen when people genuinely care. As Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex moved through the crowd, they didn't rush past. They didn't keep a distance. Instead, they slowed down. They engaged. They smiled. They greeted people like individuals, not just faces in a crowd. There were handshakes. There were brief conversations. There were moments of eye contact that meant more than words could express. You could see people light up after even a few seconds of interaction. For those few seconds, people felt seen. And those are the moments that stay with people. Moments that can't be measured in headlines or statistics. moments that create lasting impressions, moments that people will talk about for years, moments that become memories. During their time in Sydney, they also met volunteer first responders from the Bondi Surf Bathers Life-Saving Club. These are everyday heroes, people who dedicate their time and energy to saving lives along the coast, people who wake up early, train hard, and put themselves at risk to protect others. And the way Harry and Meghan interacted with them showed something important. Respect. Genuine respect. This wasn't just about showing up for photos. It was about acknowledging the work these individuals do, listening to them, appreciating them, spending time with them. That matters. Because too often, the work of people like this goes unnoticed, and moments like this shine a light on them. That's something that has always been a core part of Prince Harry's work, especially through the Invictus Games Foundation, which supports wounded and injured servicemen and women. And seeing that same energy continue here in Australia just reinforces that this is not an act. It's consistent. It's real. It's part of who he is. From there, they sailed with Invictus Australia, continuing their support for a cause that has changed so many lives. And once again, people showed up. They watched from the shore. They waved. They cheered. Because for many, this is not just about royalty, it's about what Harry and Meghan represent. Courage, resilience, change. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. Because while all of this is happening, while people are gathering, cheering and showing love, there is another narrative being pushed. A very different one. Back in the UK media space, voices like Robert Jobson have been attempting to discredit this visit, trying to downplay it, trying to question it, trying to make it seem like it doesn't matter. But here's the problem. Reality doesn't match that narrative. You can't ignore crowds. You can't ignore cheers. You can't ignore real human reactions. And the more these moments happen, the harder it becomes to dismiss them. Because people are seeing it for themselves. They are not relying only on headlines anymore. They are watching videos. They are sharing clips. They are hearing directly from those who were there. At one point, Robert Jobson even focused on the idea that Australia is a realm of the king, as if that somehow changes the public response.
So that's our view.
I just think that you're trying to turn the royal family into showbiz. It's not about attention, it's about them being part of our political system. And they are constitutional monarchy, parliamentary democracy. That's the point. And the BBC, I know, Rachel, you understand it, but does all your listeners, I don't think they do. Actually.
Well, I actually give them a lot more credit than you do.
Well,
so
I don't,
I
because
think
some of those questions were utterly ridiculous. It's a Commonwealth realm. The king, the taxpayers of Australia are paying
show
for
some
it. Therefore,
respect to the Five Live audience, please. Robert Jobson.
I've had enough time. Anyway, have a nice day. But
You too.
Do a bit of reading.
And
do a bit of reading.
And enjoy the ratings when they come in. Nice to talk to you. Royal Editor of Australia's breakfast programme, Sunrise on Channel 7. Send in your thoughts.
That was extremely enjoyable. just from a spectator and listener point of view, I enjoyed that thoroughly.
What an even more enjoyable experience than spectating on your own performance in our backgammon game.
Much more. I didn't even think about backgammon for the entirety of that, which is
amazing.
unusual for me. I thought that was great. Lots of texts coming in about various things.
But people don't show up because of titles. They don't stand for hours because of protocol. They show up because they feel something. Connection. And that's something Harry and Meghan clearly have. What makes this even more interesting is the tone of some of these criticisms. There's a level of intensity that feels almost desperate. A need to control the narrative. A need to maintain a certain image. But instead of working, it often has the opposite effect. Because when people see one thing with their own eyes and hear something completely different being said, they start to question. They start to think. They start to ask themselves, which one is true? And that's where things begin to change. In Melbourne, the same story continued. Crowds gathered, people smiled. There was excitement, warmth, and genuine joy. People were waving, calling out, trying to get just a moment of attention. Some held signs, some simply stood quietly, watching. Some were emotional, and again, it wasn't forced, it wasn't staged, it was natural. And that authenticity is what makes it so powerful. In Canberra, again, the same pattern, different city, same energy, same support. And when you see that consistency across multiple locations, it becomes impossible to ignore. This is not a one-off moment. This is a pattern, and patterns tell the truth. For Prince Harry, this kind of connection is something that has followed him throughout his life. It reflects his ability to engage with people in a real and meaningful way. And for Meghan Sussex, it reflects her strength. Because despite everything she has faced, the criticism, the scrutiny, the constant attention, she continues to show up with grace. She continues to engage. She continues to connect. She continues to smile. That's not easy. And that's something many people recognize and respect, which is why the support feels so genuine, because it is. Now, let's talk about why this visit has caused such a strong reaction among critics, because it's not just about the visit itself, it's about what the visit represents. It represents relevance, it represents influence, it represents connection. And for those who have spent years trying to argue that Harry and Meghan are no longer important, moments like this create a problem, because they prove the opposite. They show that people still care, that people are still paying attention, that people are still showing up. And that's not something that can be easily dismissed. You could even say that the stronger the criticism becomes, the more it reveals something else. Frustration. Because when a narrative doesn't match reality, it becomes harder to maintain. And that's what we're seeing now. People are no longer just listening. They are watching. They are comparing. They are forming their own opinions. And in many cases, those opinions are shaped more by what they see than what they are told. That's a shift, a significant one, because it means the power of the narrative is changing. It's no longer one-directional, it's interactive. It's influenced by real-world moments, by real experiences, by real people, and that's exactly what this visit has provided. Real moments, real connection, real emotion, and those things are powerful. They cut through noise, they cut through bias, they cut through negativity, because they are real. As the visit continues to be discussed, one thing becomes very clear. Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex are not fading. They are not disappearing. They are evolving. They are finding new ways to connect, new ways to engage, and new ways to make an impact. And whether people choose to support them or criticize them, one thing is undeniable. They are being noticed. They are being talked about. They are being watched. Because you can't ignore something that continues to resonate. And that's what this visit has shown. It has shown that beyond the headlines, beyond the debates, beyond the constant noise, there is something real happening. Something that people can feel. Something that people are responding to. And that's what makes it powerful. So as the conversations continue, as opinions are shared, and as narratives are challenged, remember this. What people see with their own eyes often speaks louder than anything they are told. And right now, what people are seeing is clear. Crowds, support, connection, emotion, and a level of engagement that cannot be ignored. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoy content like this, honest discussions, real insights, and deeper perspectives, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, keep thinking for yourself, because your voice matters. And we'll see you in the next video.
moving, please. Let's go, guys. Move back. Sorry, please.